So, all right. So today we've got 40 full minutes, and I'm going to talk about how to use, and Katie and I are going to talk about how to use ChatGPT to close a ton more deals. Okay. A lot of people think of ChatGPT specifically for the use case around, generating meetings, whatever. You've already heard us talk about this. Today is for my closers. This is for my sales leaders who are trying to find ways to help people close more deals. And it's going to be a pretty epic session. So if you have missed any of the sessions, Becca from my team will drop a link where you can make sure that you sign up for them. If you're on the Zoom, then you probably are already signed up and you've probably seen them all. If not, Becca can get you a link and we'll get you all set up there. And then if you're interested, if you all, Steven said yes, link, we'll take care of that. The other thing I want to bring up while I'm waiting for Kevin here to get started is the Notion page. So we've got like almost 100 plus people in the Notion page now. All the prompts that we're going to talk about, we've got now, I think, 80 plus sales specific prompts. And in the Notion page, you can get access to all the decks, all the previous webinars. It's like $50 for the year. But what I would suggest is sign up for it. It's great for like you and your team. And then we're doing these AI workshops. We just did our first one. We had 5 folks who had signed up. All right, good. John Luca's going to buy. Becca will drop all the links for you guys for both the workshops and that. So another thing is the workshops. So we're doing these like very small group workshops. They're like $100, I think, or something like that, where you can get like an hour and a half of like undivided attention from Brian on our team. So I would definitely make sure to do that. Becca, I think, is going to drop those right there. Okay, perfect. So they're getting dropped. LinkedIn folks, don't worry. Becca will also drop the links for you all if you're joining us for the first time. Perfect. And yeah, we got 32 people on LinkedIn too. What's up, my LinkedIn people? Again, make sure to join us. If you want, make sure to sign up for the Zoom. Brian, I'm going to drop the links in for you right now. Brian on LinkedIn. I want to really figure out how I can like get music playing more consistently. It's kind of fun to start it with. I used to do that all the time. I used to do this weekly recap show and I'd always start it with music. It's just more fun that way. You know what I mean? To just like start the session with that. Okay, cool. All right, let's see here. LinkedIn folks, let me get you the link and then I'm going to jump into it. I got my deck pulled up. Rebecca, maybe, are you joining? You got it for my LinkedIn folks. Come on. Lydia misses the weeklies. Well, I kind of miss them too. They were a lot of fun. I used to do a weekly recap show where I'd kind of talk about trends and like, what's happening in the latest and greatest in sales. Maybe bringing it back. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, stay tuned for that. Okay. I'm trying to get the LinkedIn folks the link here. So just Becca, can you jump over to LinkedIn, please, on my LinkedIn channel and drop the link for the Notion page, please? Cool. All right, Mr. KD, I know is going to join us, but I'm going to jump into it because we have I have a ridiculous amount of content to share. So this is a good one. I'm telling you all, if you're going to like have your team join or get involved, like this today is going to blow some minds. I'm just going to tell you all that right now. Like this session today, when I talk to sales leaders about ChatGPT, these are the use cases where CEOs and sales leaders go, holy shit, you can do that with ChatGPT? And I'm like, yeah, you can do that with ChatGPT. Like it's totally possible. So excited to jump into it. Let me just check my phone, make sure Mr. KD is, let me see what he's up to, make sure he's going to be there. Okay. All right, perfect. All right, so Kevin's going to be here in a sec. So let's jump into it, my friends. You can all see my screen, I hope. Yes, good, great. Here we go. After 7 minutes of Chiefs and, other shenanigans. Oh, the other thing, everyone, do me a favor and drop a Q&A. Like right now, like we did a ton, we cleared out a whole bunch of Q&A on the last one. So questions around ChatGPT, etc. Steve asked me, what is my walk-up music? So I'm actually I listen to a wide variety of music now. I used to only listen to like rap and R&B. I can get into that on a whole other episode. But My last walk-up song that I had was a conference I spoke at, and it was Justin Bieber, Peaches. So I thought that was a good one to walk up to. I got my peaches out in Georgia. You know what I mean? I thought it was a pretty solid one. Now I would probably do, I'd probably do a Taylor Swift song now in honor of Travis and T Swizzle. So just so you all know, that would be my walk-up music probably today. Okay, back to ChatGPT for sales. Let's close some freaking deals here. Okay, why are complex deals so complex, right? Well, of course, right? There are a million different people involved, power dynamics, competing priorities, all the things, right? If you are closing complex deals, I have closed multiple $1 million deals. And I actually don't think at times like it's that difficult if you just kind of know what you're getting yourself into. But if you don't, then, you know, and you don't kind of appreciate these dynamics, then you're going to have, you know, you're going to be on the struggle bus a little bit here. So there's all these nuances, power dynamics, and especially if like you're new to like some of these things and what's happening in it, you know, you're going to struggle a little bit with closing complex deals, right? There's these different conflicts, personalities, etc. So let's talk about how to use ChatGPT to help you with this. This is so dope. Like I'm just telling you, this use case is amazing. Like, and I'm telling you, even if you're listening right now and you're a seasoned sales leader, you're a seasoned, what do you call it? You're a seasoned sales rep, or you're a new rep. I'm telling you, you are going to be blown away by the quality of these prompts and the results that they have for you and your business. Okay. So again, just understand complex deal, different people. I've got to try to appeal to all those people. And for all of you out there, how many of you, and you can, if you're on LinkedIn, give a clap or a raise hand. If you're on Zoom, just give like a thumbs up or something. You know, how many of you have been in a meeting where, you know, one person like poo-pooed the deal, where it's like everyone's bought in and then you got negative Susan over here and Susan's just like, yeah, but can it integrate with this system? And you're like, Susan, shut up. Like, we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about business impact. And Susan's over here just like hating from the sidelines, you know, like all the people are hating, like Aaron Rodgers. She's Aaron Rodgers, you know, hating from the sidelines on everybody. And you don't lose the deal. Well, what I used to do, and again, you guys can raise your hand how many of you did this, I would role play all these scenarios out before the meeting. I'd be up at, you know, in the middle of the night in my bed or thinking about it the morning of, like, okay, this person's going to be here, so then I'm going to do this. This person's going to be here, so then I'm going to do this, etc. And so I would role play out what the complex scenario was way before. Right. And so let's talk about how to use ChatGPT to do that. What's up, Kevin? Mr. KD's in the house.
What's up, y'all?
What is going on, man? Here, let me change. I changed my thing. Let me do this. Let me change it. Because I was playing some Taylor Swift earlier. I was getting this hype on T Swizzle. And KD, I saved the reveal for you. You got to check this out right there.
What do we got? Oh my, wait, move your mic. What's it say? In my
Kelsey era. That's what the shirt is, man.
So
this just came from Etsy. This just came
from Etsy. The best part about this,
I'm all in on the Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce relationship. So yes. What's up, everybody?
I'm in Netflix. I'm in Nashville right now, right next door to the Country Music Hall of Fame, where they actually have the Taylor Swift Education Center that my daughters have now told me I have to go to so I can learn and share with them. So good times.
I love it, dude. So yeah, I was waiting to reveal to the audience my new pro Taylor Swift Travis Kelce. I said in Kansas City, look, every Friday if the Chiefs have a home game, we wear red. So it's Red Friday. We're playing Thursday night, so I said it's Red Thursday for everybody. Yeah. So now you know as well, Kevin. So I was just jumping into the complex deals, just talking about why they're such a pain in the ass. I'll get through this. I'll get through this one real quick. We got a ton of content and only like 30 more minutes, so you're gonna hear from me and Katie a lot. Like I said, everyone, start dropping questions now as we get into this around ChatGPT. Jake, my boss doesn't believe in it, or whatever your questions are you're going through, etc. So with this prompt example, okay, I talked about why complex deals are gnarly. What this allows me to do is all that role playing I used to do in my head for meeting prep, thinking through like, okay, who's going to do what? I can give all that information to ChatGPT. Help me refine my value prop XYZ. And again, if you're using web enabled, you could even copy and paste in a link to your product page. For a CTO in the e-com industries, my concern is the CMO has expressed that he, that he is the typical blocker for this. And here's the reasons why. How can I make sure I'm appealing to these different individuals? And I'm just telling you guys, check out the answer here. Like, it's literally just tough. And then you can be like, hey, be more difficult, or how should I write a proposal for this person? Right. So again, like literally ChatGPT, like all these role-playing scenarios around complex deals will immediately allow, it will take your quality of conversation, because you used to have to meet with your manager, right? I got to go meet with my manager, and my manager's busy. So for probably 93% of the meetings, I don't get a chance to talk to anybody about it. Right. And so that's where this is valuable. And KD, maybe you can talk about again, like how you see reps, especially in these kind of like more nuanced deals, using these types of prompts.
So what I love about what you've mapped out here is, one, we've talked about this before, the idea of like active learning, because when you're doing like the role playing in your head, it's still passive. Like, it's not like you're not actually doing,
unless you're
anything.
like me and you've got like voices where you're like, oh,
right.
hi, Jake. I can do that. Okay. Well, yeah.
Okay. Right. But it's like the action of writing, the action of reading is actually stronger in terms of retention. But I'm going to take it actually one step further. Is I actually think this makes it easier for a manager, because I could ask you to send me the role play transcript. So it's like, I could see, how did you prep for this call?
Yes.
What were the scenarios? So now the rep can do that on their own. But now as a leader, I could ask for that to be sent, of like, hey, send me your scenario planning for the calls that you have coming up this week. And now again, they can do that async, I can do it async, and we can make sure we're on the same page. That's where I think it becomes strong, because then the leader can provide feedback on what ChatGPT was doing. So that's the beauty of this, is it helps the rep, but I also think this helps the leader in a big way.
I love that. Yeah, you could just say, hey man, here's how I thought to handle that situation. Or here's again what ChatGPT, and here's kind of like my plan for it. Just real quickly, tell me, like, give me a thumb. I mean, imagine a manager too, instead of having to do that with my manager and get 40 minutes of my manager's time, I could send over that, hey, give me a quick thumbs up, thumbs down. You think this sounds good? Boom.
Yes, it allows for the rep and the manager to go deeper faster. Where it's like, actually, yeah, I love a lot of this, but what if this happens?
Cool. Exactly.
It's like you've already handled the 80-90%. Yeah, we're aligned. Okay, but now what if? Right?
What if this happened? What if they decide to get more whatever?
Now we can go deeper, faster, because also most deal prep calls, even with managers, are still way too high level, because you don't have enough time.
That's right.
To go deeper. This allows the heavy lifting to get out of the way, so you can get to the deep stuff faster.
I love that, man. Yeah. And then the next, I mean, just think about it like this. You can do that same thing. And I don't know how many of you have been playing around with ChatGPT on your phone now. Okay. But there's two things you all need to know about ChatGPT Plus on your phone now. Okay. You can't really see it because it's a white screen with black letters. Two things. One, it's a sneaky little feature release. If you open up your ChatGPT Plus in the phone, the top right, click the three. You can now enable Bing search on your ChatGPT. If you have the Plus, you don't need an extra plugin. You can do it from your phone. So you can literally have web enabled search now for everything relevant from your phone. The other sneaky thing that's relevant to the role play here, you can do voice now. So there's a little wavy, that's not a microphone. It's like a sound wave. I don't know.
Sound wave. Yeah. Sound wave.
You click that and you can talk to it. So again, let's say you're driving in your car, you're doing something like that. You want to role play with ChatGPT, hands-free, baby. So, wow. I mean, the advancements just keep coming as a part of this. So again, think of these scenario plannings. And again, like what I love, like this one real quick here. It's like, hey, how can I get them involved based on trends in e-commerce today? It's like, hey, here, and again, like this is with the web enabled. It's like, hey, here's what's happening in e-com. Here's what we do. It can match it more clearly. Like, and it can like pull through these. And then the next one I usually ask after that is to say, okay, out of these, which is the trend that most people are talking about, or something like that as a part of it.
And I'll throw this, and you might be jumping to this in a bit, Jake, but I think especially on complex deal sizes, this takes some learning to do. But if I were selling a complex deal, right, like an enterprise, multi-threaded, whatever else, I'm having this up during the call. Mm-hmm. Because if my custom instructions, right, if we're talking about
somebody asked this question about custom instructions, so go there.
Right. So if we're talking about preparing for a call, okay, set it up beforehand. Here's who I need you to be. Here's what we're talking about. Here's the
Oh, I
lay
love
of
that.
the land. So now on the call, Jake goes, well, yeah, but like, I just don't know if the value's actually going to be there for us. You say, okay, well, let's talk through this. And you could actually put that in on another, they
Totally, man.
can't see it, and say, hey, all right, so let's come up with some ideas on how this could be valuable. Now, first, like, just let me know kind of why you feel that way, and let's talk through it. While they're telling
Yeah.
me why they feel that way, I can put in like, okay, this just happened. Here's what I'm hearing in real, like, y'all, like, this is not only a prep. This is something that can be done in the moment, right? Yeah, like there's tools out there where if you're getting real-time transcripts, but like,
That ain't it,
prepare
man.
for
Or
the
like, what's my
worst.
playbook say to do? Like the real-time playbook
Yeah.
stuff I see out there that never gets traction anywhere.
No.
Love there's some
So,
guys doing it. I love them, nice dudes,
mhm.
but there's a reason. And the other use case, KD, is another way is think about if you've got it pulled up. And again, like this objection, right? We're going to talk about role-playing objections now. Like, imagine again, I say that I'm like, that doesn't resonate with me. But if I go back to this prompt right here, and I asked it, I said, hey, what are the top things? And I talked about, providing data and insights. And they're like, yeah, that's not important. I was like, okay, well, look, other CMOs I talk to, right now is, how do I get more internal advocate? Like, how do I get my people to do X? So like, I could also have my like hit list here of like other trends that could be applicable. So like, I could literally
It's
have all that up in real time.
it's so funny, man, because like I was having a call with a company last week about this, and they're like, yeah, like we're starting to do it. I said, great. Do your reps have it pulled up during the call? And they said, well, no. I said, wait, so they're doing all this prep, they're doing all the scenario planning, and then closing out of it and running the call blank slate? Like, yeah.
Yeah, I
I was like,
mean, that's a whole other
put
thing.
it, pull it back up. You did all this scenario planning, you did all these
It's right
prompts.
there for you.
It's right there. And people, it's like, use the tool, use all the prep that you've done on the call.
Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Again, like I got a fun one for you, right? So you do the prep post, you do the stuff we're talking about, the scenario planning, and even some of what we're getting into. And then I can imagine if I've got that thread going, and we'll talk a little bit about you touched on custom instructions, and we'll do a quick explainer for a lot of you that don't know what custom instructions are, which is fine. Imagine I could type in, and so I said the CMO, CTO, and I'm like, the CMO is being a pain in the ass. Like, now give it to me. Now give it to me. I'm like, hey, the CTO is really being interrupting me. How can I make him go stop? I mean, dude, holy shit. I didn't even think about that. That's such a great use case. It's like real time. Tell me how much, like, who's being a pain in the ass, who's being happy. Hey, this new thing is actually resonating. Give me 3 follow-up questions. I mean, damn.
Yeah, it's the key here, y'all. And yes, eventually there will be tools that will automate all of it, but all those things, right? Like teaching yourself and your people on how to do this on their own is crucial, because if they're not using it, it's going to miss. If it's automated, we've seen what automation has done to sales, y'all. We've seen what automation has done to sales.
I talked about that yesterday on LinkedIn. It got a little bit of controversy.
Oh goodness, we don't got time for that. But it's like same here. It's like, use it, but that manual nature is what makes it active and intentional, not passive and reactive. So like, people are not doing the prep, but when they do the prep, then they're not using it in the call.
That's right.
Have it up and ready. You did all the scenario plannings, you did all the objections already. Use it.
That's right. And so someone is asking a custom instructions. For those of you that don't know what custom instructions are, custom instructions, this is a new feature released about a month ago now, maybe a little bit more, where you can tell, for those of you, again, every ChatGPT thread is its own stream of conscious. It doesn't know what you told the other ones. It's like its own, it's like, really smart baby, like navigating the world, right? Custom instructions let us tell ChatGPT, hey, for ChatGPT, I want you to know this every time. And so that's where actually this role-playing prompt is a great one to have as a custom instruction. So you can tell it like, hey, here's what I do, here's what I sell. These are the people that we sell into. And I want you to always respond as a executive level buyer. And then you can toggle it on and off. So like, let's say if you want to do some of the role playing, some of the meeting prep, you toggle it on and you're like, okay, you've got it on for the meeting and you're typing it in. So if you use custom instructions, you don't have to write prompts that are quite this long, So just so you all know how to leverage custom instructions. The other thing, and they'll fix this, you can only have one custom instruction at a time. So like there will be a world where I could have like 8 of these where I can just toggle between, I want you to know these things now or that thing now. And that'll be the future for sure. There's no doubt about that. Brian Hoffman asks, is this effective for free? Brian, here's what I'm going to tell you, man. Go to your wallet, go pull out your credit card and go pay for it, dude. It is the easiest $20. How about this, Brian? I will reimburse you for OpenAI if you don't find a ridiculous amount of value, from it. So the last one here, again, just think about being a difficult customer. Now role play with me. Let's go. Okay, who's this? Great, and boom, it'll just go back and forth.
Can you go back to it real quick, Jake? I just want, like, we don't spend time on it. Y'all just pay attention to the highlights here. Like, you do need to be specific and granular with setting the stage. I just want to make sure that we catch that here is like persona, industry, emotional state. Like, the better the prompt, the better the engagement will be.
Facts.
Don't just say, I'm talking with a CFO and they're being difficult. And again, y'all can notice, well, you can't do that on the call. That's why you do it before the call. Have this prepped out so you can, but just notice the level of detail in that. I just wanted to call that out real quick.
I think that's great. And that is key. That is why, it's Kevin, what you just called out is probably the number one reason that when I talk to very senior leaders, I'm talking C-level, VP level executives from, hundreds of millions to $1 billion, companies, they're like, we've used it, but, and it's like, it's because your prompts suck. ChatGPT doesn't suck. Your prompt sucked. And that's why, again, go pay the $50, sign up for the Notion page. It's a no-brainer. And then attend one of the workshops with Brian, and we can talk through it. There's a couple questions here. Rosalind, just so you know, I looked on the 3 dots, but I don't see the access. It's just on the, no, you have to go on the phone app. I'll find it while we're talking here. But it's on the phone app. And then if you're in the web, you go to settings. Sorry, I should have told you that. Maybe it's settings. I don't know. I'll look it up later. Or maybe Brian or somebody can jump in on like exactly where to find enable Bing, but it's in there. I promise. Okay, let's get into it. We got a lot of ground here. Role playing with it. Tell ChatGPT. Proposal building. We've talked about this one. I love this use case. Again, my friends, you can literally, again, if you go to, again, you're paying for ChatGPT Plus. Brian has now ran his credit card. He's now a proud ChatGPT Plus member. And you can go to plugins, enable Web Pilot. That's the one I always recommend. I don't make an affiliate fee. I should probably fix that. But I can literally say, hey, I've been meeting with this company. Here's about us. Here's what they do. Here's the products that they're interested in for our thing. Here's the people that I've been talking to and what some of their objections are. Write me a proposal. It's just like, what? Like, it's, like, just check again, like literally just take 25 seconds to like copy and paste, like this in here. But my friends, and here's what I'll tell a lot of people, it's good. It told me a few things. I'm like, I promise you, ChatGPT every single time will give you 1 or 2. If the whole thing isn't just amazing, that happens a lot too. But I promise you, every time it's going to give you a little nugget. It'll give you 2 things where you're like, I wouldn't have thought of that. Like that was good. Let's see here. All right. So there you go. Additional resources. So again, build proposals. Okay. So let's get into there. Overlay ChatGPT and select browse with Bing. Go to the web version. Okay. Pascal answered the question for everyone. Overlay ChatGPT and select browse. Settings, new features, enable Bing and voice. Great tip. Okay, great. All right. Look at that. That's what I love. What I love is
community,
people
baby.
helping people.
Community. Yes.
Me and you don't have to have all the answers, Nice work, everybody. Thank you, Rosalind, for sharing back to everyone.
And real quick, Jake, I'll just answer a question that came through from Kayan about like sometimes having multiple tabs being distracting. Thoughts on transferring key points onto a pad of paper before calls? 100%. That like it's fine.
Yeah,
it's just that have it in front of you. Too often reps are trying to rely on their memory from the prep versus like whatever works. Print it, put it in a tab, write it down, but just have it in front of you so you're not trusting your memory in the moment.
Richard called out, I've enabled Bing feature a few days ago, but the outputs, Richard, it did this for me as well too at first. You might want to like update the app, or just, it like magically started working. Like, it did the same thing for me. Like, I enabled Bing, but it didn't work at first, but I like opened and closed the app like 6 times and then it started working. So, I'm like a troubleshooting person. Okay. All right, let's talk about objections. We're going to go deep on this for the next, KD, how much time you got? You got 10, 15?
I got like almost 10-ish before I got to head back down, but I didn't want to miss this one because this one's...
Yeah. All right. Well, Katie's got probably 5. I'll probably try to wrap up here in 10. Well, this guy's down there. This guy is taking time. He's emceeing this thing. This guy is like, Mr. Pavilion, the king of Pavilion right now. And he's taking time out for all of you. And,
and I'll just tell y'all this real quick while we're here. Y'all are ahead of the game right now. So I'm at a conference right now with almost 700 revenue executives, and the level of understanding of this is still so low and early. I cannot express to you how far everyone on these webinars already is ahead right now. Like, I have to express, like, I'm here right now. And y'all, like, people, they're intrigued by it. They don't understand it. And my favorite leadership quote, right, is from Ray Dalio right now. So the companies and leaders that understand reality, the best win.
I love
People
that.
don't understand the reality of this well, which is why they're not winning with it yet. Y'all, like, just props. I don't know why I'm fluffing y'all up. It just is like props to y'all.
You should, man. That's why we're doing this. Like, we're doing this to help you guys get ahead. Kevin and I are, it's not even we're convinced. I'm 100% sure this is the future of sales. And I know KD is too. And so we wouldn't be up here spending our time talking about this if it wasn't the most. And I spoke at a conference last week, at the outreach conference, and I said to the audience at the end, I addressed everyone. I said, look, there is nothing more important you can do than to learn these tools. There is absolutely zero. If I was a seller coming in to sales today, someone asked me that question on podcast, and I told them this, ChatGPT, right? So again, thank you all for doing it. Sign up for the Notion page and the workshops. Okay, subtle plug. Okay, so objections and re-engagement. So Katie, let's go through this, and then I'll let you go so you can have a little downtime, and we'll talk through this one. Okay, the other feature is this advanced data analysis. You're like, okay, you've already lost me here, Jake. Okay, advanced data analysis. Again, you have to have ChatGPT plus ChatGPT 4. You go down to the bottom left. There's 3 dots. You click on it. You click on, I think it's under beta features, and then you can enable advanced data analysis, right? It kind of looks like, I thought Brian put some slides in here about where it was, but maybe it's not in there. But that's where it is. You enable it. What it allows you to do, okay, is it allows you to upload an advanced, okay, he did do it. I was right. Okay. So yeah, you do go 3 dots, bottom left, beta, enable this. Okay, see, I knew it was in here. I was like, I know I walked through this thing and saw this thing. Check this out. This is what Katie was talking about. I can literally download the whole thing. I can dump the whole long file in there, right? And it will immediately, pull some of these details out for me, right? So again, right, first example, we're using this to analyze, a transcript right there. I recently finished this discovery call. I'm an account executive. I'm now focusing on pain points, ensuring I get ahead of them. Let's start by presenting the main points answered on this call. Okay. All right. And I'll show you here the slide. Okay. Then the next prompt. So again, this is like a series of prompts, and then I'll pause, and Katie, you can chime in. Okay. Next one, based on the pain points above, how might we use feel, felt, found, or insert? I think you all know how I feel about Medic at this point. Or Bant, or whatever you use. Feel, felt, found's a classic. I love that one, dude. I remember that from
classic,
2004. Right.
I mean, Jake, I understand the way I understand the way that you feel. And actually, a lot of people in your situation has felt the same way. But what they found,
I love it. It's so classic. Now let's rewrite these to use more natural language so it doesn't use the words feel, felt, found, right? So because Katie and I are mocking it, right? Basically, as a part of this. My friends, check this out. So it looked at the call. It then, from these details, and again, what I want you to think about is imagine the recap email that you can send after running a call and about 3 minutes worth of work. You are gonna differentiate yourself from 99.8% of sellers out there if you just do this one thing. It's summary of information and taking complex, nuances and making it simple is ChatGPT's superpower. So KD, give us your hot take on this, and then I'll take us home.
Yep. Perfect. Yeah. I mean, y'all can see how often a prompt follows a prompt. We told it what we wanted, but then the follow-up of like, okay, now write it more naturally. I would even take this and say, could you make it a little bit shorter and add a few bullet points to it? You could also take this and actually make a deck out of it as opposed to a long email. You could take this and make 3 different slides from it. But like, look at the language here, because it's going to resonate with the person you were talking with, because it was their language. It was their words, the actual transcript of the call. That's so important. And it goes beyond what some of the tools are starting to do now, like that are crafting the auto follow-up email, because it doesn't have all the underlying prompts and all the underlying information. You're getting just the vote. So Jake, you mentioned you have 57 reps and you are looking to grow and compared to scaling your business to 10 million at the end of the year is challenging, but exciting. Like that
better than every one of these tools. Look, I love you. I know a lot of you founders. Y'all got to step your game up, because you have to. ChatGPT is playing a different ballgame.
It's just,
they're playing Taylor Swift and you're playing 30 Seconds to Mars or something like that.
It's a tool, y'all, that is just so powerful. I was literally just talking with the chief innovation officer at Gone, and he and I were geeking out over like the potential of what this can do. So y'all, I'm telling you, there are people out there that are already thinking about this stuff at a whole nother level. So I do got to jump back down to wrap things up here, but y'all, like, keep on this, y'all. Like, it's going to pay off for you in a big way. I promise you.
Love it. All right. Thank you, Kevin. All right. We will, we're going to be off next week, y'all. So we'll see Kevin again here in a couple of weeks. So we got about 5 more minutes here. This idea of video responses, I used this the other day. You can then take these answers, my friends, and say, write me a 30-second custom video script to send as a follow-up. It will do it. Drew, look, I got no problem with 30 Seconds to Mars. I was just, it was the first thing. I was just at ACL this weekend, so I didn't get a chance to see them. I saw Alanis Morissette at ACL. Holy shit. You want to talk about who still's got it. Alanis Morissette still got it. Like, she was just hit after hit. Anyway. So, okay. Last couple quick ones here. Telling the ROI story. I think this is actually my last point. Becca, you were there? Becca, of course, literally it's just like every song. You're like, I know that song. But man, she can sing. She didn't get enough credit. Alanis Morissette is an amazing vocalist. Like, she's always up in this octave. It's crazy. So, all right. ROI story. So this is my last one I'm going to leave you all with. Okay. Everyone, I was at the conference that I spoke at Unleash last week. Everyone talked about, okay, well, what does it take to get a deal done? Everyone said ROI, ROI, ROI. Okay. But what it can do is it can help you to do this. Okay. Is it can help you to think through what ROI might look like. All right. Steve had a question. He said, how do I upload files? For example, a PDF of a customer agreement. So if you want to upload PDFs, ChatGPT Plus, plugin store, and then enable the plugin called Auto PDF. And that will allow you to just copy and paste in a link of a PDF and go from there. So that's what's up. There you go, Steve. Okay, so again, help me role play a future meeting with a prospect. Here are the objections that come up in the previous call. This is how I think I should address them. Here's a little things. Knowing they will push back, how might I respond to those answers? Well, here's a pretty badass way to respond to it. Okay, here's like a really long example. And again, make sure to sign up for the Notion page if you all want all these prompts. And then again, here you go. Here's the answer. Skepticism, blah, 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 blah. Here's the other pushback, okay, great. Here's what they're going to go into, right? But can you look at this? Like, this one's a good one. Your 20 to 30% increase in revenue sounds promising, but can you give me an example of a similar? So again, like, imagine if you did all of this in advance of your meeting and you're like, okay, I'm going to come prepared with a good example here, because I know they're going to ask that. Okay. Again, what are the objections I'm going to face? This use case right here, if all of you use just this one use case about how to think about the objections that are going to come up and tell an ROI story, I'll get into that. That'll be the next prompt I show you. you're gonna blow away your peers. The people not on this, the people who are not attending right now for free, right, are going to be left behind because they're not going to put together as good of meeting prep as you. So again, what should I do? Have some case studies, get ready, right? Talk about morale, talk about these things, right? Here's a good follow-up. How should I respond to convince them? What if he agrees with point 1 but not 2? These prompts are silly. Right now, help me build the ROI story. I mean, there's no better tool to make you better at sales than this tool. Not even me, not Kevin, not any of us are as good as what you can possibly get, from here. Right. So again, think about how you can use the ADA or how you can use Auto PDF to analyze, your transcripts, talk about ROI and proposals. All right. So we are off next week, correct? Yeah, October 26th. We're going to flip it. We're going to talk. So we've talked about generating more meetings. We've talked about closing more deals. 2 weeks from now, we're going to talk about how to blow up your current customers in a good way, right? Blow up, grow the accounts. So it's going to be a great one. So get ready for it. Getting up to speed on new customers. This one is bonkers. I'm sure you can imagine what some of those prompts are. Running better QBRs, growing the relationship. It's a great one. So again, Sales Prompt Pro, fun. We're going to be doing some more stuff for the community, like some webinars and like private webinars and stuff, but TBD, stay tuned on that. For now, it's just a really good investment of $50. And then the workshops. We just ran our first one 2 days ago. Shout out to Brian on our team who ran it. These are kind of more intimate one-to-one deep dives where you can ask a bunch of questions and customize it to your use case. So make sure to sign up, for those as well too. Bob, yes. In the Notion community, I think we have all the previous trainings. So we have all the previous sessions. We also have the videos, and Becca can correct me if I'm wrong. If not, I know we're going to have them in there. We'll have all the videos in there and all the decks. And again, if your organization is trying to figure this out and needs to come up with a strategy here, I don't usually wear Chiefs hats or Pro Taylor Swift shirts on the meetings. Then definitely book some time with me and the team, and we'll drop a link for you all there. I'm probably having 4 meetings a week, maybe with different sales leaders on this topic. It's that important, right? So again, I think one of the sales leader in here is like, hey, I got a team at 6. How do I make the use case? Book some time. I'm happy myself, someone on the team, we can set up time and talk you through it. So my friends, that's what I got for you today. I hope this was helpful. Hopefully we learned a lot today as a part of this. And yeah, if you don't know, make sure I'll be live on LinkedIn again on Monday. Becca can tell you the topic. Can't remember it off the top of my head. But we will be live talking about all things. I'm probably talking about ChatGPT. Richard, if you want to book a call, Becca will drop my booking link, or you can just you can DM me on LinkedIn and we'll figure it out. All right, Becca already dropped it in there. If you're on LinkedIn already, just DM me. That's probably the easiest thing for you. Good, expiring examples, more power to you. I love it. All right, everyone, appreciate you. Have a great rest of your week. And, if you're not planning to watch, go Chiefs. All right, we'll see y'all.